Her refusal to kiss me after what she'd done cut deeper than any confession ever could. In that single moment, without a word, the truth revealed itself. I didn't raise my voice, didn't cry, didn't demand answers. I simply stepped away, emotionally, then physically, and initiated the divorce. It's strange how something as small as leaning in for a kiss can unveil everything. But that night, when she instinctively pulled back from me, something inside me broke. That tiny recoil carried the weight of every secret she hadn't spoken. It was more honest than anything she could have said aloud. But to understand how I got there, let me take you back, because that wasn't where the story began. We had been married for 7 years. Her name was Elise. Graceful, intelligent, and quietly magnetic. She had a presence that drew people in without effort. To the world, we looked like the kind of couple others admired, proof that love could last if nurtured. But the truth was more fragile than it appeared. It began with subtle changes. She became increasingly protective of her phone. Where it used to sit unattended on kitchen counters or nightstands, it was now glued to her hand, face down, notifications silenced, and never out of sight. She took it with her everywhere, even to the bathroom. I tried to brush off the discomfort. We were both busy professionals. Long hours, tight deadlines. It made sense to need a little space. But the seeds of suspicion had already been sown. Then came the night she claimed she had to work late. Elise, a graphic designer, almost never stayed past 6. That evening, though, she didn't return until after midnight. I waited for her in the dim glow of the TV. The silence in the room pressing down on me. When she finally walked in, I noticed a faint scent clinging to her. Cologne I didn't recognize and the sterile, cheap scent of hotel soap. I asked if everything was okay. She smiled thinly and said it had been an unexpected meeting with a client. But something in her eyes faltered and I felt it, the shift. I became hyper-aware of everything after that. Her behavior changed. She started going out more, needing time to herself, saying she needed to breathe. Sometimes she'd return withdrawn, other times overly affectionate in a way that felt rehearsed, like she was trying to erase some invisible mark of guilt. The most painful change was in the way she touched me, or didn't. Her kisses, once soft and meaningful, had turned into absent-minded pecks on the cheek. Gone was the warmth, the connection, the intimacy. I tried to convince myself it was just a rough patch. Every marriage goes through them. I held on to hope. To bring us closer, I planned a weekend getaway. A quiet place tied to one of our early dates. She agreed, but there was no spark in her eyes when she said yes. The drive was quiet, her responses short, distracted. When we arrived, she didn't even bother unpacking. Her phone buzzed constantly, but she refused to check it when I was nearby. That evening, we sat by the fire. I leaned in to kiss her, hoping for a spark, a reminder of what we once were. She flinched. Barely, but enough. Her body pulled away instinctively, like I was a stranger. In that moment, I saw the truth I had been too afraid to name. I sat back and asked the question directly. Is there someone else? She didn't answer, just stared into the flames, silent. That silence filled every corner of the room. I stood, went to the bedroom, and lay awake the entire night staring at the ceiling. Numb. The next morning, she acted like nothing had happened. I didn't speak much on the drive home. Once there, I picked up a small duffel bag and a folder I had tucked away weeks ago. A folder with divorce papers I'd prepared in case things ever came to this. I left without a single word. No confrontation. No accusations. Just quiet resolve. I went straight to my lawyer's office and filed the papers. That night she called. I let it go to voicemail. In the days that followed, the messages poured in. Please, explanations, apologies. She said it was meaningless, that she still loved me. But I had already made peace with my decision. A kiss is supposed to be simple, pure, honest. It's a moment of closeness, of trust. And when someone you love recoils from that touch, it's a silent scream that says everything. She betrayed our vows in secret, and then looked at me like I didn't belong in her world anymore. I didn't leave her out of bitterness. I walked away because I refused to compete with someone she'd already chosen. I chose myself, my dignity, my peace, and I've never once looked back.